Well, Jurrien Timber has been ruled out for the entire season of Arsenal, and unless otherwise, Arsenal qualifies into the Champions League to play the Champions League finale. That's when you might see him kick ball for Arsenal this season. Welcome to Rokani Media Football. How are you guys and where are you watching us from? I go by the names of Rokani David. Smash the like button, comment and share. If you're totally watching us for the very first time, endeavor to subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. Yesterday, Arsenal issued the first statement and they went ahead and obviously told us they need to do what we call further tests to see to hit that whether the assessment will give them green light to either see Jurrien Timber undergo a surgery or not. But today, all has been confirmed. Jurrien Timber is set to undergo a surgery. And let's see close to 400 likes smash in this video. Where does this injury leave Arsenal, having done only 4 transfers? And Jurrien Timber was really one of the most important signings of Arsenal because he's a multi-dimensional player for that club of Arsenal. Smash the like button. Don't forget to subscribe so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. Now, the statement of Arsenal read today that further to detailed assessments with consultant specialists since Saturday, we can confirm that Jurrien Timber has sustained an injury to his anterior cruciate ligament in his right knee. They added on that he will undergo a surgery in the coming days and will be out of action for a period of time. The support and expertise from our medical team and everyone at the club will now be focused on his rehabilitation program to ensure he recovers well and is back playing as soon as possible. So that is a statement coming in from the website of Arsenal that Jurrien Timber is set to undergo what we call a surgery that will keep him out for a period of time. Not specified, but when you look at how Sam Mick has gone ahead and obviously brainstormed this because they've seen players who have gone ahead to be having these ligament injuries, he has gone ahead and really told us the following about how long Jurrien Timber is set to spend out of action. He said, "It is understood Timber is now expected to undergo surgery to repair the injury and is likely to miss a minimum 6 months of the season, although Arsenal are reluctant to put a specific time scale on his recovery." So, history has shown that players that have gone ahead to obviously undergo such surgeries have taken close to 6 months to recover. A bare minimum is 6 months, meaning that if today is August, you'll count September, October, November, December, right? January, February, those are 6. Add also March, those are 6 months. Now, April and May might be those months that Timber is going to use to obviously recover and do the rehabilitation, do the grass work, and obviously find himself at the club of Arsenal returning. So that's why I've told you that if he's to play part in this season of Arsenal, he'll have to return towards the end of the season, and that might not even see him play any single game because they need to see him really do the needful and obviously become a better player, physically fit. Remember, the knee is very delicate. That's why you saw that even Gabriel Jesus has been out for 3 weeks because of how his knee was obviously reacting after having returned in the match after having returned towards the beginning of April last season. So it's really very tricky for Jurrien Timber, and I really believe that it leaves Arsenal in a very weird situation, meaning that they need to obviously go in and obviously make what we call sales and obviously bring in more players to see to it that they cover up their team, because Jurrien Timber has been so much important to this team of Arsenal. Do you know why? He could play as a left back, a right back. He could play on the either sides of the central defense, either on the left side of the central defense or on the right side of the central defense with William Saliba. He could also play in the midfield, and that's why Arteta went in for him, because they wanted Cancelo and they turned their eyes to Jurrien Timber because they knew he was really great and would bring a lot of versatility to the club of Arsenal. And they need to look for the same player of the same caliber, same talent, same versatility to bring him at the club of Arsenal, because Jurrien Timber is really off. This has gone ahead to sabotage the plans of Mikel Arteta as far as this is concerned. Jurrien Timber also took on Twitter and posted the following to the Arsenal fans all over the world: that gutted to share my injury is more serious than expected, especially after the warm welcome I received. I wanted to repay you on the pitch, which will not be possible for the forthcoming period. Thanks for making me feel at home, and see you at the carpet. That is it. So he's really trying to obviously send his sympathies to Arsenal fans that he was ready to play for them. And you know what is hurting about this transfer of Jurrien Timber is, amongst all the 4 signings that Arsenal have gone ahead to make, it was Jurrien Timber who obviously showed what we call huge potential to obviously come out and obviously fit in the Arsenal team. The way he played for that Arsenal team, it showed like he has been playing for Arsenal for the last 4 years, and he knew them. He fit in like a glove, and as the likes of Declan Rice and Kai Havertz are struggling to fit into this Arsenal side, for Jurrien Timber, it was as easy as taking water, and he is one of those players that had fit into the team like a glove. And that is the most shocking bit of it, that the best player out of the 3 signings so far has gone ahead to get an injury. For David Raya, we've not yet seen his potentials, but we anticipate that very soon we'll see David Raya tussle it out with Aaron Ramsdale. So even the Arsenal players have gone ahead and obviously put out some messages to support Jurrien Timber, plus his fellow Dutch national team players. Now, the first one has been Emily Smith-Rowe. He has said, "We are with you, bro." That is Emily Smith-Rowe for you on Instagram. He shared it on his story. Then William Saliba, "We will wait for you, my brother," at Jurrien Timber. And William Saliba is one of those players that really saw his season cut off because of the back injury. And he got that back injury, I think, towards the end of March, and he was out for March, April, May, June. You know, he was out for like 4 months, and his back totally healed. So he knows exactly how rehabilitation takes place, and he is in the right senses to obviously do the needful. Look, the reply is coming in from Bukayo Saka. Obviously a heart and a prayer. This is love and prayer, handing him to God to heal him as soon as possible. Then Arsenal went ahead and commented on his Instagram post. That is the heart they put up, and Reece Nelson went ahead to put up those 2 hearts for the newly signed Arsenal Dutch international. Now, his fellow Dutch players, Virgil van Dijk putting up hearts for the player, Darry Blin putting in hearts also, Jorginho Wijnaldum a heart and a prayer for the brother, Marky van de Ven, who has just signed for Spurs, also putting in a heart, and Nasi Uva a prayer, and Brian Broby, who was his former Ajax teammate, also went ahead and put that for Jurrien Timber to strengthen him and obviously show him that things can go on as expected and never at any time obviously feel out of your plan. That is it coming in from Jurrien Timber, and it's confirmed that it's going to be out for almost the entire season that Arsenal is left to play. Now, the big question is, what is Arsenal going to do to counter this set of setback? Because this is a very huge setback for Mikel Arteta, as he needs to look for another player. You know, if he doesn't look for another defender, he might find himself in the same situation last season that he was into when he lost a right-sided centre-back. That is William Saliba, and he had to replace him with Rob Holding. That is it. You know, it would have been Ben White to play that position, but you all know that Tomiyasu was injured also, and he had no options to obviously go for. So it shows you how huge and badly it went into that circumstance to see to it that it really reached that level. And I would like to understand that Arsenal is now working on recruits, because Kian Tierney, Nuno Tavares all want to be sold. Rob Holding, Cedric Soares, all those are the key to leave Arsenal. Balogun, £50 million is what Arsenal is demanding for, and they're really looking forward to obviously getting in a lot of money from that player. So they really go ahead and obviously sign in other players. That means Arsenal's transfers are not yet done. We might see Arsenal going in for 2 more players before the season comes to an end, and I think they're going to focus so much onto the Jurrien Timber replacement or alternative at the moment. So guys, your thoughts on Jurrien Timber's season at Arsenal over are welcome in the comment section below, and you can also tell me who would you love to see Arsenal bringing in as a replacement for Jurrien Timber until he returns back for the club of Arsenal, or you would rather not sign any player and enter the season that way. That's really going to be so much competitive with these players not getting a rest, because last season Arsenal had really a gap of really resting these players because they're playing the UEFA Europa League, and you saw to it that in most games of the UEFA Europa League the second string side of Arsenal started. Matt Turner, Kian Tierney, Tomiyasu, Albert Sambi Lokonga, Fabio Vieira, Marquinhos, Edin Ketia, and the first teamers like Ramsdale, William Saliba, Thomas Partey, Martin Odegaard, Bukayo Saka, Martinelli Gabriel, and Gabriel Jesus. 7 of those were really getting enough rest. But this time round, there is no rest. He'll need those first team players to obviously show up their potentials in the Champions League and the Premier League, meaning that this time round they're going to be playing 2 games almost per week. Oh, that's what I had for you. I sign out for now. See you later as I cover all with the precious blood of Jesus Christ. My Muslim viewers and subscribers, Barakallahu fikum. I'm out.